is the Pentagon, and maybe the Secretary of Defense can weigh in too, is the Pentagon preparing for military deployment to Chicago? And with what you said there, are you waiting for the government?
We're ready to go anywhere. We have a full complement of great human beings. We're full. You know, our military.
When Donald Trump sends the military into Chicago, that is not going to go well. There is no way the people of Chicago are going to be happy about that. They don't want Trump's fascist takeover of Chicago. That could get very ugly for a lot of people. And I'm really nervous about that.
The military is full. We were way empty 1 year ago. Now we're full. So we can go anywhere on less than 24 hours notice.
Are you waiting for the government?
And we're doing a lot to interdict to stop drugs from coming in too. We have ships out on sea. You know, we have nobody coming through our border anymore. Nobody. Doesn't that feel good to know that you don't have prisoners coming in and, you know, killers, murderers?
I thought we were talking about
11,888 murderers come in, let in by the Biden administration. Many of them have been captured, but we still have a couple of thousand that are out there. Some of them, 50% of them killed more than one person. Okay, but a lot of them have been captured. What they've done to our country, these people that circle this moron that we had behind this desk, what they've done to our country is unthinkable. It's unthinkable. I mean, if you think so much of our time is devoted to correcting a problem that all they had to do is say, close the borders. Remember when he said, well, I have no power to close the border. I have to go back and get an act from Congress. I didn't get an act from Congress. I came in, I said, close the borders.
And that's the difference. The difference is there's a way to address immigration concerns in this country by actually going through a legislative process to provide funding, provide more judges, provide more pathways for people who are already living here paying taxes to gain citizenship, for people who are on visas, green cards, etc., to expedite their process and become citizens, versus what they're doing, which is, again, slapping lipstick on a pig, using a Band-Aid to cover up a bullet hole. That's what they do well because they want things to look good under their administration, but they don't care about the ramifications that occur 5 years, 10 years down the line. They know that this isn't a real solution to a crisis. They're just trying to make things look good right now so that they can hopefully try to maintain power in the midterms. Hopefully they don't.
And Tom Homan, who's not here, has been fantastic, Christy, right? Yes. Tom Homan is great. He's a fantastic man and respected by everybody. But I said, Tom, close the borders. Christy, close the borders. The borders were closed. We didn't go to Congress and get permission. We just closed the borders. And in the last 3 months, hard to believe this one too, in the last 3 months we've had 0 people come into our country illegally through the southern border. Nobody would have said that's possible. Yeah, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Today, MS-13 gangbanger and human trafficker Kilmar Abrego Garcia turned himself.
Who is this fucking dweeb? What a kiss ass. What a teacher's pet right here. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you so much, sir, for answering my question. Supreme Ruler, Mr. President. So this gangbanger, by the way, what are you saying, bro? Learn basic English. And why are you even in this room? What are you trying to gain from this? You're going to be remembered for this. After this administration, after this little reign of terror is up, you're enabling this fascism. I would never hire this guy for anything. You were complicit in this. But let's hear your little question, by the way.
Into ICE in Baltimore. Do you have any comment on this? And why are the Democrats so emotionally attached to this man who beats his wife and is part of a terrorist organization?
There's no evidence that he beats his wife. He was wrongfully deported, and it's not about this one man. It's not about one person. It's that they have deported people wrongfully. They've already deported American citizens. They've arrested American citizens. It's happening every week, by the way. It's not like this was a rare thing. This happened to be the one person that gained some media attention because he was sent to the gulag in El Salvador. And of course, now they're trying to send him to Uganda, and they won't back down because they know they were caught red-handed, and the last thing this administration can afford to do is be caught red-handed. So they're going to lie, cheat, and steal to get this man out of the country. It's not about Kilmar Abrego Garcia. It's about the fact that they are willing to make up stories about anybody to fit their narrative. That's why they can deport me, and they can deport you, just because they want to.
because they think he's going to be good for votes, and I think he's very bad for votes. These people are deranged. He's not good for votes. He beat the hell out of his wife. His wife is afraid to even talk about him. She's been mauled by this animal.
Actually, believe it or not, his wife commented on my video, and she said, "Thank you so much for speaking about my husband. I pray for his safety." She basically expressed how grateful she was that I even just made one video highlighting the fact that he was in El Salvador at a prison where he couldn't get in contact with his family. He was far away from his home in Maryland. So who are you going to trust? The president who lies to you on a daily basis versus I have an actual comment from his wife on my video of her saying that she's grateful that I'm shining light on his situation.
And, through a system of liberal courts, he's doing things. But, no, we have that under control. And Pam has got that very much under control. Do you want to comment on it?
No, we've got him under control. He will no longer terrorize our country. He's currently charged with human smuggling, including children. The guy needs to be in prison. He does.
They make up a new thing about him every single day. That's why it's not just about this person. It's because if they just suddenly decide that I'm a enemy of the state, that I'm a terrorist, even though I'm a homegrown, I'm a deranged, radical left lunatic, they're going to make stuff up about me. They said he was an MS-13 gang leader. Then they said he's a wife beater. Now they say he's a human trafficker. I mean, the guy can't do everything. He can't do it all at once. So he's either this supreme gangster and he does everything, or you're making it up. And by the way, considering you just said his wife is begging Kilmar Abrego Garcia to stay away from her, even though she commented on my video saying she misses him and that she's glad that there are people like me that are trying to help him, the evidence is all you need.
Doesn't need to be on the streets like all these liberals want him to be. And as part of this operation here in D.C., we've also taken off MS-13 members. We've taken, I think just last night, we got a TDA guy off our streets right here, right around from where we all work. Another TDA member gone because of this project. So we're going to keep America safe from all of these foreign terrorist organizations, including Abrego Garcia.
That's not a terrorist organization. That's just one person.
Get your reaction, sir. The Israelis bombed a hospital in Gaza, killed 20 people, including 5 journalists.
When did this happen?
This happened overnight, today.
I didn't know.
Any reaction to this?
Well, I'm not happy.
Trump claims like he's the president and that he knows everything, and he doesn't even know what's happening in the real world. Like, I woke up today, first thing I saw, Israel bombed a hospital, they killed journalists. I've already seen footage of it. I watched this with my morning coffee. You're supposed to be getting briefed on what's happening in the world, and you're telling a reporter you don't even know what this is, you don't even know when this happened, and yet you always talk about how incompetent everybody else is. What are you talking about, brother? What is going on?
Happy about it. I don't want to see it. At the same time, we have to end that whole nightmare. I'm the one that got the hostages out. I got them out. All of them. Steve Witkoff has been amazing. He's done a great job.
Still hostages,
but
by the way.
I'm the one that got them all out through my people and through me. And now we're left with probably a little bit less than 20 because I think 1 or 2 are gone. And I said a long time ago, I'm going to get them out. But when we get down to that final 10 or 20, these people aren't going to release them because they're dead after they release them. So it's a nasty situation. Very nasty, horrible thing.
Mr.
Yes.
President, could you please elaborate on your post on South Korea? What were you referring to?
Well, I heard that there were raids on churches over the last few days, very vicious raids on churches by
I can't wait to see him
the
talk
new
with
government in
South Korea's
Korea.
president.
That
Happening
they
now.
even went
We'll get to
into our
that shortly.
military base and got information. They probably shouldn't have done that. But I heard bad things. I don't know if it's true or not. I'll be finding out. As
Again,
you know, your new president's
Doesn't
coming
even
in
know what's true
just
or
a couple
not.
of
Doesn't even know
hours.
what he's talking
I look
about.
forward to meeting him. But we won't stand for that. We just won't stand for that.
Sorry,
Yes.
Mr. President.
Are you prepared to order National Guard troops, though, into American cities if those governors don't request the federal deployment?
I am, but I also think that, look, Chicago, everybody knows how bad it is. Everybody standing there knows. We know. You don't have to be doing any studies. They should be saying, please come in. Pritzker should be saying that. You know, I did a favor for Christy Whitmer, of good a good favor, I
He
think.
barely speak right now.
With the fish, the carp, the China carp. Did you ever hear of it? China carp.
He's like losing
And
his
it's
mind.
taken over your Great Lakes. You know about that, right? And she came and she wanted to know if it's possible for us to do something about it. And I said, well, I'll do. But I think it's appropriate that the person from Illinois, the governor from Illinois, asks also. It's a tremendously expensive project, actually. It's invasive. It's horrible what's happened. And we can do it with GSA and various people. But we can do it. We're going to just have to see what happens, okay? We're going to have to see what happens.
Do you believe that you have the legal
But
authority?
the governor of Michigan came, was very respectful, asked for it. She's done a good job. I did that. I opened the Air Force Base, kept it open for F-35s and various planes, F-22s too. I did that for the state of Michigan at her request. And I will, and also at our congressmen. We have congressmen that are unbelievably pro-Michigan up there. But some of this stuff, like the lakes, the Great Lakes, this is a big problem that nobody ever talks about. Most of you probably have never heard of. We have
What
a
are we
very,
talking
pretty
about?
violent fish that has
What are we
comes from
talking
China.
about? Why are we rambling again?
China carp.
I wish
Chinese
one of
carp.
his minions would tap
And
him on the shoulder and say,
you see them
"Mr.
jumping
President,
out.
sir,
They
stay
jump
on
into
top.
boats
What
and
are we
they jump
talking
all
about?
over the place. They've got a lot of energy, and there's a way of getting rid of them. It's very expensive, and I didn't get a request from the governor of Illinois, who is affected maybe more than anybody else, right? And I think until I get that request from that guy, I'm not going to do anything about it. And I feel the same way about crime. We go in, we will solve Chicago
Again,
within
trying
1
to
week, maybe
extort
less, but
a
within
state.
1 week we will have no crime.
Trying to go against the American people. This is the same thing that he did with Baltimore just now, with Maryland, I should say. He was personally offended by Governor Wes Moore, so he said, I'm no longer going to fund the bridge that needs to be rebuilt, which, by the way, Biden and Congress already handled that funding. But that's a great way to keep the support of people of Maryland by threatening to stop funding their bridge that they need to benefit you and the country, a key bridge for the United States of America, for imports, for traffic, etc. But this president, he just loves ruining his own voters' lives.
Chicago, just like we have no crime in D.C. But, I don't like to go in and do it and then have somebody stand up and say what a great job he's doing on crime. And we don't want the military in our state. We don't want the military. Do you understand? Do you understand that?
Yeah,
I don't
these guys-
understand.
So I don't know. So
There is no
we're going to have a little
emergency
meeting. I
response.
think, I feel like we go in and we do it, like here. To a lesser extent with the mayor. She hasn't been.
Also, do you remember at the beginning of this little North Korea meeting that they're having today, he was like yelling at the media for like at least half an hour, saying like, you, the radical left media, you guys can't even walk to your offices without security. You're so crooked. Everything you guys report is corrupt. When everybody so far has asked him a very right-wing line of questioning, like these are all hand-picked journalists. Like I'm talking about this dweeb with the mustache, this guy right here who's definitely trying to condition people to be okay with the National Guard coming. The one woman, she might be a South Korean reporter who was probably there because of the meeting, but regardless, these people are all giving him softball questions, yet he spent the first half hour attacking them as being part of the radical left. What is going on here?
Terrible, but she hasn't been, exactly saying, oh, great. She did say last night, I heard her say that, well, we really don't want the military in D.C. Well, that's, not very nice, I guess. That's a little bit of a hit. But she's not as bad as some. We saved Los Angeles, and all we did is get criticized by this idiot that's running the state into the ground, right? Where people are leaving. He should be thanking us, and he should be requesting us to be there. And the governor of Illinois should be. Chicago's a disaster. And the governor of Illinois should say,